What you saying, ladies and gents, it is your boy BucketHatSam, and yes, we are back again today for another video. Today I'm going to be reacting to my championship table predictions, and all I'm saying is if you thought the Premier League one was bad, this is on another level of stinky. So can we, for that please, because this is embarrassing putting this out, can we please smash 30 likes? It'd be greatly appreciated if we could. I don't want to do this. Let's roll the intro. Similar to the Premier League video, I'll be telling you first where the club actually finished and then where I predicted, and then we'll talk about the place differential that I got and why I thought it and why I'm an idiot most of the time. So let's get straight into it then. So the first club is Barnsley. They finished 24th in the league, which is appalling when you think about the clubs that got point deductions, really. The fact that they finished below Derby is atrocious. They had a dreadful season, so they finished 24th, and guess what? I predicted them to finish 12th. I thought with the fact that under Val when they had players like Alex Mauer and Daryl DK, when they made the playoffs the previous year, I thought, okay, yes, they're going to lose players, but players like Callum Stiles are going to step up and they're going to get mid-table. It's going to be a bit of a drop-off, but not too much of a drop-off, but boy, was it a serious drop-off, and I got it completely wrong. It reeks, doesn't it? 12 place differential. 23rd now was Derby County, and I predicted them to finish 24th, so 1 place differential. This one was a pretty nailed on one. We all knew at the start of the season that they were going to get relegated, but fair play to them for not finishing rock bottom like the bookies and everyone expected them to. Wayne Rooney and his men, they really fought this season. They had a very, very good season, respectful season. So shout out to them, well played, and hopefully they come back up as soon as possible and everything with the takeover and everything gets sorted out with the club, because it's a great club, great fans. I went to a game earlier on in the season. I think it was a 2-2 draw. I was went with one of my mates, a Luton fan, against Derby, and the fans were absolutely rocking. The atmosphere was amazing considering the situation they're in. So shout out to them. Hopefully everything gets sorted. 22nd now was Peterborough, and I predicted Peteborough United to finish 23rd. So again, a 1 place differential. I think we all expected Peterborough to go down, because really when you looked at the squad, they hadn't really had any financial backing. The squad wasn't good enough, and I think we all knew they were going to be in the relegation zone. So the fact that I predicted 23rd and they finished 22nd, I think that's pretty much a positive. 21st now was Reading, and this is one of my biggest stinkers. I predicted that Reading would finish 5th in the league. Yes, you heard me. A 16 place differential. It's simply not good enough, this. But I thought there was reasoning behind this. Lucas João the season before had banged in loads of goals. Reading were kind of on the up, but then they got their points deduction, things went really sour, and it was lucky that they stayed up, let's be honest. I think Paul Ince did a great job to keep them up, and fair play to them, and hopefully they're a great club. And 21st now was Reading, and I predicted them to finish 5th. Yes, you heard me, 5th in the league. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. It was because Lucas João and other players like John Swift had really turned up the season before, and I thought, you know what, they're going to build on that and they're going to go places. But obviously Reading got points deduction. It didn't go very well. It all went very toxic and very sour, and the fact that they stayed up was down to Paul Ince. He's done a great job, and he deserves, as he has done, to get the job on a permanent, and fair play to him. So who knows where they're going to be next season, but I'm going to hold my hands up and say I got that completely wrong. 20th place was Birmingham City, and I predicted them, yes, to finish 11th, a 9 place differential. And there was reasoning behind this. Lee Bowyer's men, they started off the season pretty well, let's be honest, and the squad was pretty average, but it was better than a lot of the sides that I thought would finish below them. And they started off pretty well, but then it just went sour after January, and they just could not get results. The form was dreadful. The fans turned on Lee Bowyer, and then everything going on with takeover and everything like that. By the time this video goes out, the club may have been takeover, but a lot of stuff going on upstairs. The fans weren't happy. They couldn't fill the stadium, and a lot of troubles at Birmingham City this season, and I do worry for them next season. So yeah, 9 place differential. Again, another stinker from me. 19th place now was Hull City, and I want to say, in your face, people who told me I was wrong, because I said they were going to finish 17th. I said they were going to stay up. I thought they've been playing a really nice, expansive football. They've been going places, and you know what? I told you they'd stay up. Yes, it wasn't bright and it wasn't brilliant football throughout the season, but they got there, and I told you they would. So I'm going to take that 2 place differential for Hull, and I told you they'd stay up. So that's a positive. 18th place now was Cardiff, and I thought Cardiff were going to finish just outside of the playoffs in 7th place. And to be honest, it's a very odd season when you look at it, and I can see why I said what I said. Mick McCarthy, he got players like Kiefer Moore, and they just signed James Collins. I thought, okay, this club is on the up. They could go somewhere. They're creating a very nasty team that could go places, but sadly it just didn't work out. Mick McCarthy got sacked, then they had Neil Harris, and now they moved on against Steve Morrison. Overall, very, very poor season from them. So I'm blaming them for the reason why this is such a big differential. This isn't my fault being a bad prediction. It's them having a bad season. Can I spin it like that? I don't know. 17th place now, I'm going to say, in your face again, was Bristol City. I predicted them to finish 18th. A lot of people said, oh no, Nigel Pearson, he knows what he's doing. This team is going places. But I said, I'm still not impressed by them, and I haven't been. And yes, they've made a lot of signings, getting ready for the new season. Who knows where they'll finish this next season coming, but this season, and I want to say in your face again, because this is one I got a lot of stick for. 17th place, Bristol City, I said would finish 18th. So a 1 place differential. This is a pretty solid one. I'm pretty pleased with myself with this one. But everyone said, no, Nigel Pearson knows how to get out of the league. But I said the squad simply isn't good enough. They've got a load of good individuals, but as a whole, the squad simply isn't good enough. And they had a poor season, let's be honest, really. And maybe next season they'll do better things because they've signed a couple of players. So who knows? But for now, I'm pretty happy with that. 1 place differential, we'll take that. 16th place was Blackpool, and I said I thought they would stay up. I didn't think they'd do as well. I said they were going to finish 21st, just outside the relegation zone, but fair play to them. Neil Critchley's men, I can't speak highly of him. 16th place was Blackpool, and I did think they were going to stay up, but I didn't think they were going to do it as well. I predicted them to finish 21st in the league. Neil Critchley's men, what a season they've had. And Neil Critchley as a manager, there's a reason why he's gone to Aston Villa as the second man in charge, because he is a serious coach, a serious coach. And I do worry for Blackpool for next season with the fact they've lost him, because he was integral to everything good about them. So fair enough, great season for Blackpool, 5 place differential, bit of a stinker. 15th place now was Swansea, and I predicted them to finish 8th in the league, just outside of the playoffs, because I thought Steve Cooper, he'd been going places. Yes, he'd overachieved for the 2 previous seasons to even get them into the playoffs, but I just didn't think they had the power this season to do it. And I was proven right, but I didn't expect them to have such a poor season. But I do think a lot of that was down to everything that went off the field with Steve Cooper being sacked because of him talking to other clubs, etc, etc. And you've seen how good of a manager he is for what he did in Nottingham Forest, but we'll get onto that in a minute. But Swansea, I didn't have a great one there. 7 place differential. 14th place now was Stoke, and I predicted them to finish 16th. So I think that's pretty solid, let's be honest. A very average season from an average squad. I think it's pretty obvious what they're going to do every year. So let's just move on to the next one. 13th place now was Preston North End, and they were the surprise package this season. I predicted them to finish 20th. I didn't expect them to do so well. That's a 7 place differential. And I think it was for that second half of the season, the way they picked up a really good side. Really surprised a lot of people. And to get mid-table, really, that's a very solid season from them. 12th place now was Coventry, and I predicted them to finish 19th spot, another 7 place differential. I'm not proud of it, but do you know what? Fair play to Mark Robins' men. They played some really nice football. I went to watch them play earlier on in the season against Blackburn, and they played them off the park. They played some really nice football, so fair play to them. Very good football, and they've got some results, but next season, will it be as cheery? I'm not sure. Now on to 11th place was QPR, and I'm very pleased with this. I got a 1 place differential. I said that they would finish 10th in the league, and I got so much stick online because I remember I put out the video about 2 or 3 days after they beat Manchester United in a pre-season friendly, and everyone said, Sam, what are you doing? The QPR have just won a pre-season match against Man United. They're going to win the league. They're going to make the playoffs. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. 10th place now, my team, West Bromwich Albion, and what an awful season. There's not really much to go into, and I want to do it in a separate video because I could talk for about an hour on how poor a season it was. Just simply wasn't good enough. I said they'd finish 2nd in the league, an 8 place differential. Yeah, it just makes me sad. Let's not talk about it because I'll start crying. Let's just move on. 9th place now, the only position I got right in the entire league, Miwall. Who thought anyone would ever get this excited about Miwall? No, that's nasty. I do love Miwall. I think they play some really nice football. I said that. I said Gary Rowett's men could potentially get into the playoffs, and to be fair, that momentum and form they carried it towards the end of the season. They were very, very close to making it, but they just fell at the final hurdle. But fair play to them. A very, very good season on a tight budget and a small squad. 8th place now was Blackburn Rovers, and I predicted them to finish 14th, and there's reasoning behind this. Yes, I know it's another 6 place differential, but there is thought behind this. Adam Armstrong, who scored so many goals, 20 plus goals for them, I thought there is no one who can replicate that if they're not going to spend. But then Ben Brereton Diaz just turns up and surprises everyone because no one expected him to score as many as he did, and he carried them throughout the season. So fair play to them, a very good season. Just bottled it really for the playoffs. They should have made it because at one point they were in the automatics. 7th place now was Middlesbrough, and I only got this wrong by 1 place. I thought they were going to just about sneak into the playoffs. I thought Neil Warnock at the start of the season, he was creating a team that you wouldn't want to play against, but then Chris Wilder took over the team and the form just went through the roof, and I thought, do you know what, they're going to make it. But again, sadly, they fell at the final hurdle, another team that bottled it, and I needed them to make that play, so then I look so much better. So Chris Wilder, I'm calling you out here. I'm not happy with you. Now, this is the biggest one. I don't think anyone really expected this side to do as well as they did. Luton Town, the fact that they made the playoffs on such a small budget is absolutely mental. They finished in 6th spot, and I predicted them to finish 15th. I thought they'd have a pretty average season, but do you know what? Nathan Jones has surpassed all expectations. What a brilliant season, and he deserves manager of the season, so fair play to them. What a season. 5th place now was Sheffield United, and I did predict them, yes, to finish 1st in the league. And the reasoning behind that, yes, it might sound ridiculous, but just the amount of sheer talent they have going forward. I looked at that squad and I thought, do you know what, there's going to be so many goals, it's going to be ridiculous. But sadly, they disappointed. That's an awful start. So fair play to them to even make the playoffs. But just, yeah, it's another one where we're just going to skirt past how poor that was from me. Fourth place now was Nottingham Forest, and I predicted them to finish 13th in the league. And at one point, that looked really like a sensible prediction. And then all of a sudden, no one would have thought Steve Cooper would come in and change it like it did. So do you know what I'm going to say? This isn't a bad prediction from me. It's just Steve Cooper just overachieving. Let's just spin it around. That makes me look all right. Yeah, let's just swiftly move on to the next one. Third place now, my worst differential, my biggest differential, and I couldn't have got it any more wrong. Huddersfield, who finished third, yes, and they made the playoff final. I thought they were going to take that final relegation spot. Yes, you heard me. I looked at the signings. I couldn't understand where the team was going. They were signings. They were trying to play out from the back, and then they were signing kind of bulldozer centre backs. I was thinking, what on earth is going on? But then, do you know what? Fair play to them. They've made me look absolutely ridiculous. And I'll hold up my hands and say, do you know what? I got that one completely wrong. I couldn't have got it any more wrong. So yeah, well played. Bournemouth now, who finished second in the league, they got that automatic promotion spot. They went absolutely mental with the signings in January, creating like a dream team. It's like the Scott Parker and his men were playing FIFA, and I predicted them to finish third. I thought they were going to miss out on it, and to be honest, at one point it looked like that was going to happen. They were making it so difficult. It's like they didn't want to get promoted, but fair play to them, secured the promotion. Scott Parker, pretty good season again. First in the league was Fulham, and yes, people know I said they were going to finish fourth. I didn't think Mitrovic was going to do so well. I didn't think Marco Silva was the right suit for the job, and you know what? Okay, again, I hold my hands up. I got it completely wrong. That I don't know why I didn't back it. I knew in the back of my mind Mitrovic and the Championship equals goals, but for some reason maybe it's me just wanting West Brom to get into the top two, and I'm going to have to put bias aside next season. It's not good enough, is it? But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please do smash the like button and do subscribe for more content. As I said, let's try and hit 30 likes. But again, as I said, we're so close to 2,300 subscribers. Please smash the like button and subscribe for more Championship content. And I promise you, my Championship predictions next season will be so much better. But yeah, BucketHatSam over and out. Thank you, goodbye.